Welcome to the Howe Bulldogs Coaches Show with Zack Hudson, brought to you by FBC Howe. Now, let's go to Monty Walker with the Bulldogs head coach.
Coach, an emotional week coming off the Harvey tragedy and big brother Ty Harvey changes number to 15 and all that going on behind the scenes. What was it like being a part of that?
It's one of those situations you don't ever want to get used to, and one of those situations where you feel for a young man, and both of them. Tate was our ball boy that plays on our 7th grade team, but he was always with us. He was always around basketball games, and he was that kid in the program, and so I think it hit home with a lot of us, and he is getting better, which is a great thing. And his brother just kind of wanted to do something for him. But we played actually the first series with the ball for him and stuff like that. But it's it's one of those things in life that you don't get used to. You hate to see. And the good thing is he's with us, and we can move on, and hopefully his recovery goes well.
Well, let's talk about the game itself at Pottsboro last Friday night. Hunter Watson did what Hunter Watson does, and that's run the football and score a lot of touchdowns. Talk about Hunter Watson, what kind of player he is.
Well, he's probably 6'5", 240, and runs probably 4 or 5, and that doesn't come around too often. Needs to say, but I'll give them credit. They, the Pottsboro staff, I've always said, does things to us, and I know what they do to us. And it's the one thing that's kind of our Achilles heel here in Howe, and they do a good job of doing it. And with Hunter, they lost the big receivers and stuff like that. They still have enough weapons, though, that you got to cover them all up. And when you do that, it's going to leave that quarterback open to run a little bit one-on-one. And you can't leave that quarterback open one-on-one. Well, you try to stop him running with everybody in the box. He can also has a cannon, and it's one of those things where we had a chance to stay in the game early, and I thought there was 2 drives that penalties killed us, and we couldn't ever get that first down. As we drove it in their side of the field, and once that happened, and then they came back and scored, it was kind of we're playing catch up again, and our kids did a good job. They didn't quit, they didn't do anything like that. We got better throughout the game. It was just one of those things where we fell behind early, and with a young team with some inexperienced guys out there, they don't panic, but they play catch up, and instead of just playing. But we got better, and that's all I can ask for. But Hunter is a special athlete, and they do a good job of using his talents.
Well, you talked about getting better, and the offense seems to be getting better each week. You struggled the first few weeks trying to find an identity.
Right.
It appears that you found your identity now, and things are on the rise.
Well, it's this is one of those things that we're still finding some kids. We got to get the ball in Riggs' hand a little bit more, and do some different things for Andrew to open some things. But Andrew's seeing it better. That's the first time he's seen that kind of blocking. And there were a lot of times there was holes there that he didn't see. Well, now he's seeing them, and it takes time. It really does. But it takes time for the line. But the line's getting settled in. Quarterback's getting settled in, so it's a good thing, and we have to go perform and get better every week.
Well, this week the annual rivalry game with Van Alstyne. This series goes back to 1941. Long-standing rivalry. I think it's the 55th matchup between the two schools. Tailgate parties, things like that going on. A lot of these kids had some words last year after the game. How do you manage that rivalry situation, and are the kids buying into just the game and focusing on just the game?
I think right now they are. Come Friday, or come this afternoon, I don't know. With social media, you almost want to take up their phones where they can't look at it and things, and type stuff on it. Right now I think they are focused on the game. And once the lights come on, and I'm sure there's going to be things said, but most kids that we have right now haven't grown up here. I think we counted 6 that their parents went to school here, so they don't see the rivalry like some do. You have the Portmans and things like that see this rivalry as deep ingrained, whereas some don't because they moved in 5 years ago. So, there's a difference there in how they see the rivalry. Everybody knows it's a rivalry. They're 7 miles down the road. It's going to be a rivalry. I think if we're smart, we're going to play our game and not worry about everything else, and go out there and perform and do what we need to do.
Once you get on the field, what are you going to see from Van Alstyne?
I think it'll be a lot like Cattle Mills. They run a lot of different sets on offense, and they try to get you in a bind and try to get the matchups right and stuff like that. But as far as the size that they have, it looks a lot like Cattle. Their quarterback's a little different than Cattle Mills' quarterback. Not much of a pocket passer, but he loves to roll out and he can sling it. So, it's just a difference of quarterbacks. But defensively, they got some really good ends that just kind of anchor their defense. And so we're going to have to play. We're going to have to perform. We're going to get out there and do what we're supposed to do, and give ourselves a chance. And we got to get it to the fourth quarter, and give ourselves a chance to win.
And what are the keys to win?
I think turnovers is going to be a big key in this game. There's a chance of rain, and so turnovers might be a big key. And I think those are always big keys in rivalry games and big games. Special teams. Van Alstyne got 2 onside kicks last week against Wattsboro. Special teams play a big role, and I think whatever team does their job the best will win. And it's not. Nobody's going to go out there and I don't think make some spectacular play and do all that, but it's whoever comes out and executes the best will win the game, and that's on all 3 phases of the game.
In the 55th Silver Spike, how much does, in high school football, a home game and that momentum of having the home crowd, does that play a factor at all?
It's a little different for the Bulldogs, and I'll tell you why. Is because our stadium is away from our school. And I always say that I think we play good on the road because we always load a bus and go somewhere else, no matter what game we're playing. I think it matters the first kickoff. I think it matters having the home stands there. After that, I think it drowns itself out. I think it's time to play. There could be 5 people in the stands. There could be 5 million. Nobody knows. And we got to focus on the game and not worry about what's going on up there. And I think once you get started, once the game starts, then you feel that. But at the beginning, when the stands are rocking, you can feel it. And it's a different feeling on the field. When everybody in them bleachers are getting after it, it's a different feeling on that field. And it can really start a game off for you and start a game off against you. So, it's always fun to watch and feel that energy.
Well, we'd love for you to be there and be that energy for the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. Rock those bleachers for these boys. If you can't make it to the game, we'd love for you to listen to it live on HoweEnterprise.com. And if you're in the stadium and you're rocking those bleachers, 99.9 FM. For everyone who's been a part of this one, I'm Monty Walker. We will see you next week.